Welcome to the crypt of the Scarab God, wary traveler. I kind of lost it after that. Anyway, welcome to the crypt of the Scarab God. As far as our opening hand goes, yeah, we're going to keep on this one. We have Marsh Flats, Halimar Depths. We have Intuition, which is not too bad, and Failbore Stone, which can act as a little bit of a kind of dig a little bit deeper. Failbore Stone can act as another lane drop if we don't hit that third lane drop that we need to hit. And sorry about that. I was just about to hit the record button, and then let's go ahead and get the Halimar Depths down. My cat started digging in something. It really threw me off. There's a box next to my desk. Chart of course. So we're going to go for that. Dark Slick Shores, Mana Confluence. Let's go ahead and do this. So let's go ahead and we'll have to discard a card, which we're A-okay with in this deck. And in fact, let's go ahead and put a Chart of Course on top. So let's go ahead and go... let's go Mana Confluence, let's go Dark Slick Shores, and let's go Chart of Course on top. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. But yeah, so I had a box next to my desk, and right when I hit the record button, I was about to start doing the intro. My cat started digging in there, and it was really loud, and it threw me for a loop, and kind of got me rattled for the beginning of the video. But anyway, I'm not rattled anymore, and ready to do some Commander. So we're playing the Crypt of the Scarab God. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of zombies that you control. Let me move this out just a little bit. Then for 4 mana, exile target creature card from a graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except as a 4/4 black zombie creature token. And then actually, on the Chart of Course, we have those 2 lands on top. I did not think of that through with the fetch land. Do we still want to go ahead and crack it and go for Chart of Course? Yeah, let's go and do it anyway. Hopefully we'll hit a couple more lands off of that. We'll go and crack the Marsh Flats. Let's go and grab an Underground Sea. Let's go for Chart of Course. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes sequencing like that gets lost in commentary. So hopefully we hit a couple more lands. Either way, we want one of these cards into the graveyard. Platinum Angel, and then the Whispering one. Let's go and put the Whispering one into the graveyard. I think that'd be the best. And your opponent might have some spot removal. Yeah, let's do that. Put the Whispering one in there, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. Playing against Sidar. Flanking. Creatures your opponents control without flying or reach can't block creatures with power 2 or less, and it has the partner ability, but no partner out there right now. Just some old school, straight up, no partner commander. I've done that with Tana before, and those are some pretty cool commanders, you know. Like with Tana, like we could have put in a different partner with Tana to kind of help out with some of the enchantment stuff, but I don't know. I just kind of liked going... regular commander on that one. Kind of is what it is. Oh no. Maybe. Dot, dot, dot. And then we'll let our opponent see if that dot, dot, dot is like means anything more than that. But yeah, Slow Player 1. You know, I always talk about the Boogeyman, but Slow Player 1 is another great player on Magic Online. I always enjoy my matches against him or her. And then we played for a long time. In fact, if you've been a fan of the channel, I have some pretty good matches against Slow Player 1. And then Slow Player 1 tends to play a lot of really good commander decks. So we'll kind of see what is in store for us. Hopefully we hit the land drops for the turn and we don't get messed up by that Chart of Course. I guess technically we could have waited to hit another land, but yeah, it is what it is. Drownyard Temple. Okay, I'll take that. Let's go and get the Drownyard Temple down. Let's go and get the Failbore Stone. And we'll be online for green and white mana off the Failbore Stone. Anything else that we need to go for? Now let's go and pass the turn to our opponent. Okay, we cover both commanders. Free time, we can talk about whatever we want. And that is actually going to be any changes to the Scarab God. We don't really have that many changes to the Scarab God. I did add, I'm pretty sure I added Nez to the deck. Nezahal, however you say it. Let's go and vote for Homage. I can get that card draw going. But yeah, I added him to the deck. Not that good. I mean, not that good. I mean, like... the exile ability is not that good because it's a token. We're going to lose it. So, you know, that's never good if you exile a creature. But for the main part, it's going to be a way for us to discard 3 cards into the graveyard. As you can see right now, we have Phyrexian Jester, Overseer of the Dam, Platinum Angel. These are all things that we do not want in our hand right now. So being able to reanimate something like Nez to discard those cards, even if it gets exiled, we're not going to be able to keep it on the battlefield. Having that discard outlet is another good way to kind of make sure that we can kind of get some good stuff going. And if our opponents start casting some spells, you know, we get to draw cards, so that's always nice. See if our opponent's going to swing in for a 2-body Vigilance. Okay, it's going to put us down to 25. And then, hopefully, fingers crossed with the land drop. We do have Intuition in the hand, so we can search our library for up to 3 cards, and our opponent's going to have to choose one of them, put 1 card in our hand, the rest in our graveyard. So if we want to really bad, we can actually go for just a straight up 3-lane split to make sure we hit the land drop next turn, and that's going to put us online for the Scarab God. Opponent's going to get on Kindred Boom. Choose a creature type. Each creature you control with the Divinity counter has Indestructible. Okay. But yes, we do need to find a discard outlet to get these creatures, get these beautiful put soon-to-be zombies into the graveyard. Makes the Scarab God happy. Drawn to City of Brass. Okay, let's go and get that down, actually. It's going to be 5 total mana. Let's go for the Scarab God. That's going to be blue, black, and then colorless, and then City of Brass. We'll still have to tap it out and lose a little bit of life off that one. There we go. Have 1 damage be dealt to us, get down the Scarab God, and then we can slowly bring out the Whispering one. That'll give us enough option to at least kind of keep our opponent's board state under control. They're going to have Indestructible, but with the Whispering one, it's going to make sure that they sacrifice a creature. It's going to be able to get around that Indestructible. Anything else, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. Now, if we wanted to really bad with Intuition, we could go for kind of like a really kind of a nasty Scarab God package. We do have Training Grounds in here, which allows it to reduce the cost of the Scarab God. So we could go for a kind of a split to where we have Training Grounds and a couple other Reanimator targets. More than likely, they're going to put one of the Reanimator targets into our hand if we do that split. But depending on how we set it up with that Intuition, we could get in a spot to where we could maybe kind of put it into our favor. Or if we want to keep making that... uh-oh. Well, hopefully our opponent can get that going. Now, we will have to reanimate that. Opponent can get down the Steward, but they may not have any spot removal, so we'll see what they're going to be able to do off of that. But this is the fun thing about playing the Scarab God. You know, you have the Scarab God, which, you know, cares about zombies. Each opponent loses X life, and you scry X number of zombies you control. That's a given with the Scarab God. But, if you think about the Scarab God as strictly black-blue Reanimator, it is a wonderful commander. I mean, you just simply throw creatures into the graveyard. It says, exile target creature card from a graveyard. I create a token that's a copy of it, and you know, that's going to count towards our opponent's creatures and our creatures too at the same time, and makes for a really good commander. Alright, and our opponent's going to get down Urza's Incubator, naming Night, and they're going to get their commander down too. Just kind of double check on the creatures your opponents control without flying or reach can't block creatures of power 2 less. So not going to be able to block those little creatures. I don't think we want to scry right at this point right now. Drawn to Ancient Tomb, okay. Let's go and get the Ancient Tomb down. We can go for the Whispering one. That will really kind of start to apply some pressure on our opponent. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and that still puts us on line for Intuition on our opponent's turn. Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go ahead and exile the Whispering one. It's going to put our opponent on having some sort of spot removal. It's going to be 1, 2. And I guess technically we could have done that during our upkeep, but I wanted to see what we're going to draw into. Okay, and then let's go ahead and push in with the Scarab God. It's going to be a 5/5 body. Whenever a creature without flanking blocks this creature, gets -1. Yeah, we're going to push in for 5. Put our opponent down to 26. You know, if they want to block with Sidar, they can. And then we're going to push across. And we'll have that Whispering one activation, not activation, but upkeep trigger during our opponent's turn that they're going to have to sacrifice a creature. And then hopefully with that Intuition, with Whispering one, we're going to be able to bring a creature back to our hand at the beginning of our upkeep, from the graveyard to the battlefield. And so if we go for the Intuition, what we can actually do is just simply go for a really nice graveyard package and get some good creatures in. Let's go and vote for Homage. Your opponent can get that card draw going. See if they hit any spot removal. They do have a Creasive Portal out there, so they're really getting some really good card draw. An extra card per turn, so hopefully they'll be able to find an answer outside of that. Now, as far as new cards to the deck, I did add, I talked about Nez, but I did add Ravenous Chupacabra to the deck. We were running a Necrotl in here, I think, and a Ravenous Chupacabra is a strictly better version of that card. Does not care if it's a non-black or non-artifact creature, it just says, hey, I like to eat creatures, destroy target creatures, so there you go. But yeah, so added that to the deck because if you haven't seen the Scarab God, my particular build deals with all of our creatures, Reanimator targets, are basically they're all basically kind of like utility cards. You know, they're removal, they're counter spells. Instead of running removal, we have, you know, Ravenous Chupacabra. Instead of running a counter spell, we have Draining Welkin here. And so it's just really kind of treating the Reanimator package as an extension of our deck. So making sure that a lot of our creatures can really help us once they get onto the board. As you can tell, Platinum Angel, Phyrexian Jester, Overseer of the Damned, all these have great enter the battlefield triggers. Same thing with Overseer of the Damned. Enters the battlefield, destroy target creature, and then we're going to get a zombie on the back end of that. With the Phyrexian Jester, enters the battlefield, may exile target non-token creature. It's going to get +X/+Y until end of turn. I can't remember if you still get that +X/+Y in addition to the 4/4 body. I think you do, but I might be wrong on that one, so I don't really want to... like have you be like, all right, well Jolt said it, and I can't remember exactly, but there's little instances of that where that happens. I know there's a like Newsgraph mob, I think, something like that, to where it enters the battlefield to the number of zombies you control or something, but it enters the battlefield with +1 counters on it. And so it's going to get, we're going to choose our opponent. Let's go ahead and go, let's go blue off the City of Brass, and let's go 1 and 2 off the Drowned Yard Temple. But basically, it's supposed to enter the battlefield as a 0/0, get additional +1 counters on there. Enters the battlefield with as a full 4 base zombie, thanks to the Scarab God, and gets those additional +1 counters on it, which is always really nice. Let's go ahead and pop this out real quick, and then see what sort of creature spread we want to go for. Let's do this. Let's go for Phyrexian Delver. That's always a lot of fun to reanimate because he always brings a buddy with him. Let's go ahead and bring the... where are you? Demon of Dark Schemes. There we go. And let's go and grab that. I'm pretty sure we have there we are, Massacre Worm. So that's going to be a good removal package right there. Phyrexian Delver, Massacre Worm, and Demon of Dark Schemes. So if we get those into the hand, it is what it is with the Demon and Massacre Worm. We're actually getting a spots where we can almost just basically hard cast them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we can actually just hard cast some of these and not worry about some of the our opponent's creatures out there. And if they do put something like Massacre Worm or Demon of Dark Schemes in the graveyard, we can just simply cast Phyrexian Delver and bring another creature back on the back end. Alright, so we'll be able to return target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. Let's go ahead and bring the Phyrexian Delver. Yeah, I like that. We're going to bring the Phyrexian Delver back to the graveyard. And we do have 1 zombie, so we're going to get a scry out of this one. Careful Study. Yeah, we'll put that on top. We definitely need a discard outlet out of that. Alright, bring Phyrexian Delver back. It's going to bring that Massacre Worm back, and our opponent's creature is going to get -2/-2 until end of turn. It's going to take care of the Mirror Entity and the Lancer and Sidar. And they're going to lose 2 life on that one. There we go. And then we'll draw into that Careful Study. Let's go and push in with the crew, and then we'll go for that Careful Study on the back end. So right now we have the Whispering one, the Scarab God swinging in. That's going to be 9 total mana, 9 total attack coming across. It'd be nice if we got mana whenever they attack. Our opponents will block with Sidar on the Scarab God to kind of stop that commander damage. Alright, puts them down to 17. Let's go and go for that Careful Study. That's going to be blue mana. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. I think it... Ooh, Training Grounds. I like that a lot. Let's go and get rid of Overseer of the Damned, and we'll go and put the Phyrexian Jester into the graveyard. Let's go and get the Training Grounds down. I will say this. Training Grounds is just... Training Grounds is really nasty with the Scarab God. So we're going to go ahead and leave up Training Grounds, because basically now we can reanimate anything out of our graveyard for a black-blue. Alright, so we're going to have the Whispering one trigger. Opponent will have to sacrifice their commander, get that out of here, and but you can really see how you know, reanimating the Whispering one really quick, and go and vote for homage and get that card draw going. But you can see getting out the Whispering one really quick has a huge impact as far as the board state goes. You know, if we swing in next turn, it's going to be 10, and it's going to be 18 coming across. So we do have lethal at this point right now, unless they get a creature onto the battlefield. And if we wanted to, we can actually, with the Training Grounds out there, we can bring back at least the Phyrexian Jester and Overseer of the Damned to kind of get a few more zombies going into the battle. And actually with Overseer of the Damned, we can destroy the Phyrexian Delver and then bring it back if we wanted to get some more zombies, to get some more scry action going. So there's always a lot of different ways that you can with the Scarab God. Really, that's one of the big things with the Scarab God, is utilizing your upkeep mana to make sure you can take advantage of those zombies. Bummer. Good game though, for sure. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to the Yidris Thunderdome. I hope you're excited. As far as the opening hand goes, yeah, I like it. Temple of Epiphany, Misty, Chart of Core. Yeah, we'll keep on this one. Got some double strike with Berserker's Onslaught. And playing against Admiral Beckett Brass, so it should be a, I don't know why I said it like that. I do apologize. I don't know why. It just makes me want to throw my pirate voice on. Let's go and lead off with the Temple of Epiphany. Let's get the Scry going. Let's get the Scurry, the Fever, the Insanity. Farseek, do we want that? Yes, we do. Put that on top. Then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Yidris, Mr. Thunderdome himself. We're going to Skull Crack Admiral Beckett. Trample whenever Yidris deals combat damage to a player. As you cast spells from your hand this turn, they gain Cascade. Playing against Admiral Beckett Brass. Other pirates you control get +1/+1 at the beginning of your end step. Gain control of target non-land permanent controlled by a player who's dealt combat damage by 3 more pirates this turn. So they're going to be jumping off the ship to loot us, to steal some stuff. Excuse me, strategically acquire some stuff. No stealing from a pirate. Let's go ahead and grab the Tropical Island. I think I'd like that. Let's grab the Tropical Island. Let's go for Farseek. That's going to be red and then green. And then, actually, I'll give you a Farseek story here in a second. We do need a secondary red source. What are we going to grab off this? We're going to grab Volcanic Island. That'll be... We're okay, actually, on double blue. Probably wouldn't hurt to another green red source. We could go for... Let's see. Now, there's a lot of times we need triple blue. Let's go ahead and grab a, let's grab Volcanic Island. I think I like that. Let's do that. Let's grab Volcanic Island. Have that come into play tapped. Anything else, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. I've covered both commanders free time. We can talk about whatever we want. That's going to be my Farseek story. So when I rebuilt Kamal for my channel, I threw Farseek into my Kamal deck. And I went to cast it one day, and I just wanted to give everybody a gentle reminder that Farseek will not work in a mono green deck because it says search library for Plains, Island, Swamp, or Mountain card. And it was one of those that when I got done, I was like, all right, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's not going to work in a mono green deck. So I took it out very promptly, and I felt silly casting it. But every once in a while that happens in Magic where you do something, your opponent's like, do what? Like, I still remember the time that I tried to Ghost Quarter my own land, my own Ghost Quarter to mana fix, and my opponent just threw a question mark in the chat like, you all right, dude? Let's go for Yidris. I think I like that. Let's do that. Let's go black, green, and then blue. Yeah, I was playing Modern, and I was getting into Modern. I was primarily new to Modern at that point, and yeah, I went to go Ghost Quarter my own Ghost Quarter to kind of mana fix, and if you do that, you just go down on resources. It's just not good. You don't have a good time. It's not fun. And then my opponent just threw a question mark in the chat, and that hurt so much more worse. I mean, it was just, oh, so really. All right, so our opponent does have 2 pirates on the battlefield at this point right now. And I like this. We've got Dark Ritual. We've got Gurmag Angler. We have a fetch land. We're going to be able to push in for 1 damage, 1 trample damage. I like that. Let's see what we can kind of come up with turn 4. Let's see what, yeah, this is Thunderdome. Let's go. Got a skull crack with Yidris. Let's go. We're going to send him in hot. So if they double block, they're going to be able to take care of Yidris. We're going to have that 1 trample damage come across them. That's all that matters. We get that 1 little trample damage, and then we're good to go. So see what we kind of rip into, what we want to go for. We do have a free spell in the hand with Gush. All right, opponent's going to let it go through. I like it. All right, we're going to have that Yidris trample damage come across, and we'll have that effect go in there. Let's go and crack the Flooded Strand. That way we at least get that onto the battlefield. Just need another black source more than likely. Let's go and grab that Underground Sea. Let's go and get that down. Gurmag Angler is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go and go Dark Ritual. I think I like that. Dark Ritual, add a little bit extra mana to our mana pool. We're going to be able to cascade either into Wheel of Fortune or Ancestral Vision, which is exactly what we wanted. Draw 3 cards. Oh, yes. All right. Now, Brawl's Expertise. Do we want to go for that? With 4 or less from the battlefield, we can cast Nature's Wheel or Chart a Course. Yeah, let's go and do that. Choose Forerunner. Click OK. Let's go and add double blue to our mana pool. There we go. Use that last 3 mana. We're going to cascade. See what we cascade into. Pirate's Pilgrimage. Okay. Yes, we're going to go and cast that. And we'll go and discard a card. At this point right now, we'll go and get rid of the Berserker's Onslaught. Yeah, that's okay. We'll get rid of it at this point right now. Get those treasure tokens going. Let's go ahead and cast the Chart a Course. Or do you want to go for Nature's Will? Let's go for Nature's Will. All right, opponent's going to scoop it up. Unfortunately, that's more than enough for them to Admiral Beckett to kind of throw in the keys to their ship for us right there. But unfortunately, that's the downside to playing Yidris. So, but at least you got to hear my Farseek story about Kamal. That was always a bummer. I can tell you. Man, it was just one of those, like, I cast it, and my opponent just sat there. And, like, when you play Magic Online, when something bad happens, like, you know, there's pacing. Like, when I'm doing something, I pass it turn to our opponent, and they say, okay. And then they pass it back and forth. You can tell it's going to take about 1 to 2 seconds to kind of pass the turn back and forth like that. So whenever I cast Farseek in that mono green deck, they just kind of pause for like 10 seconds, like, you all right, man? You all right, Jolt? You hanging in there, buddy? Anyway, I'll go throw this in the scrap bin or something. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, we were about to storm. It looked pretty good. We had Brawl's Expertise coming. We had Nature Wheels we're going to be able to cast. We had the treasure tokens going too. We had Gurmag Angler, which we're going to be able to at least kind of, well, actually, the way we tap, we needed that black mana, so we would miss out on Gurmag Angler. But we had Gush coming across too, so yeah, you can see, turn 4, it's pretty fun. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks, bye. Welcome to Sister Elenda, the official Church of Athreos Prisoner Outreach Program. As far as opening hand goes, looks wonderful. We're going to keep on this one. We have a Sack Outlet, we even have Blood Artist, we have Dark Confidant, we have Selfless. Oh, this is a absolutely wonderful hand. See, and also we have Progentus. We're going to witness to Progentus today. See if we can't convince him to join the church. That would be fun if we can get Progentus to join the church. Let's go to get down the Bloodstained Mire. Yeah, that sounds good. Bloodstained Mire. Anything else? We're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Elenda, the Dusk Rose, lifelink. Whenever another creature dies, put a +1 counter on Elenda, the Dusk Rose. Whenever Elenda dies, create X11 white vampire creature token, where X is Elenda's power. Now, one thing I should cover with Elenda before we jump into it is that if you're thinking about building Elenda, one of the main things that you do need to keep in mind is that with Elenda, she needs to go to the graveyard to get those tokens onto the battlefield. Let's go and grab the Godless Shrine. Not going to shock they didn't know. We're good. And we'll kick it back over there. I'm going to lead off with Dark Confidant. I think that'll be good. Recurring Nightmare. Not too bad. It's going to get down Dark Confidant. It's going to be black and then colorless off the caves. Anything else? Pass the turn. We're playing against Progentus. Double Wooburg. If you don't know what Wooburg means, it means white, black, blue, red, and green. Protection from everything, even your little brother. If Progenitus would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, reveal Progenitus and shuffle into its owner's library instead. Opponent's going to lead off with the Temple Deceit, get the scry going for them. But yeah, as far as Elenda goes, you do need to make sure Elenda dies. You have to do that. You have to make it go to the graveyard. So you want to build stuff into your deck to make sure you can kind of get around that. What do we lead off with the? Let's go and swing in for 2. We're not above going for combat damage. Dark Confidence 9. He don't mind getting his hands dirty. Even though he does look good. Puts our opponent down to 28. Let's go and lead off with Cartel Aristocrat. We could actually, let's go Selfless Spirit. I like that play just a little bit better. That way, if there is some sort of removal spell on Dark Confidant, whether it's, as long as it's not an exile style effect, we can sacrifice the Selfless Spirit and then make sure we keep it on the battlefield. We cover both commanders. Free time, we can talk about whatever we want. That's going to be Elenda. As far as this deck goes, this is 100% if you haven't noticed by the overlay or if you're new to the channel, this is a spin-off of the Church of Athreos, which is one of my favorite decks to play. And it's 100% Aristocrat, a little bit more Aristocrats focused than the Church of Athreos is. You know, in the Church of Athreos, we have some bigger targets, a little bit more Reanimator. Fist of Suns, you may pay may pay Wooburg. Okay, that's fine. Hopefully we reveal a land off Dark Confidant. That'd be absolutely wonderful. Fetid Heath, and then we draw to Temple of the False God. Let's go and get the Heath down. Let's go and swing in for 4. Put our opponent down to 24. And then, yeah, I guess we'll go and get down Blood Artist. I think that'd be good. Actually, let's go and get down Cartel Aristocrat. Let's go and tap out for white. Let's add double black-white off the Fetid Heath. Go for Cartel Aristocrat. Anything else, we're going to go past the turn. Yeah, if we're going to go for Blood Artist, let's say our opponent does have Path to Exile. One of the things that we definitely want to keep on the battlefield is a sack outlet. So we get down Cartel Aristocrat and sacrifice some of our creatures to make sure they go to the graveyard in response to anything like that. Now, one thing we do have to watch out for is that Fist of the Suns out there. Once they get that mana online, it'll be a pretty good little spot. So we need to get in as much damage as we can. Hopefully in another land, they'll be online for Temple of the False God. Drawn to Weather Wayfarer and another Swamp. Okay, let's go and push in for 6. It's going to put our opponent down to 18. I think I like that. Let's go and push in, attack with all creatures. 6 coming across, puts them down to 18. We'll go ahead and get down the Blood Artist and get down Weathered Wayfarer. We might with Wake the Dead. Yeah, we got it. Let's go get the Swamp down. Let's go for Blood Artist. Let's tap out on the Swamp. Let's go for the Fetid Heath. Add black-white to our mana pool. Let's go for Blood Artist, and then let's go to get down the Weathered Wayfarer. Get that down, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass it to our opponent. Now, we don't have a ton of creatures out there right now. I mean, we got 5 creatures out there, but we don't really have that explosive of a Aristocrat's board state. But if we do swing in next turn, that's going to be 7 coming across, puts our opponent down to 11. We start sacrificing some of our creatures. We've got about 4 Blood Artist triggers right now. Once we start sacrificing the rest of our creatures out from there, once we get down to Elenda, that's going to put it in about the 8 range. So we're in a good spot. You know, especially if our opponent does pay the alternative mana cost for Progentus of just simply 5 mana, it's not the end of the world. That's going to give them 2 turns to swing in, and hopefully that's going to give us enough time to kind of get some good Aristocrats going. Okay, and we also still have Buried Alive to go for too, so we can set one of those up. Get the flip off Dark Confidant. It's going to be Temple of Silence, and then Falcon Wrath Noble. Okay, let's go to get the Temple of the False God down. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to have 6 total mana. Just in case we're walking into something, do we want to get down Elenda, or do we want to go for... Let's go for Falcon Wrath Noble at this point right now. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. I like that. That way if there's a board wipe or something, it's really going to put our opponent in a tight spot. Because we have double Blood Artists now. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's go and push in, and we'll see what we can do about this. Okay, and we'll swing off, back off on Blood Artist swinging in. All right, that's going to be 7 coming across. Put our opponent down to 11, and then we'll get a final Aristocrat count after this one. All right. Anything else? No, we're going to go past turn to our opponent. Now, we do have Wake the Dead in the hand. Cast Wake the Dead. What we can do for that with Buried Alive is we can return X target creature cards from a graveyard to the battlefield. So we can go for Buried Alive, then maybe go for Wake the Dead for like 2 or something like that. That'll allow us to get a few more creatures going. But I think with our opponent passing the turn like this, let's see. We'll get a Elenda on the battlefield for sure next turn.
because I think we'll definitely have it with Blood Artist triggers and Falcon Wrath Noble triggers once we get Elenda down. So let's see what we reveal off Dark Confidant, the Evangel, and let's go ahead and get down the Windswept Heath. Let's go ahead and get down Elenda the Dusk Rose. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. And then we'll tap out for white off the Godless Shrine. Okay, let's go ahead and push it with the crew. That's going to be 7 coming across. Excuse me, back off Blood Artist. It's going to be 9. Put our opponent down to 3, which is going to be enough with the triggers. So there we go. Put him down to 2, and we'll go ahead and sacrifice another creature. Let's go and sacrifice the Dark Confidant. That's going to be just enough off that. Oh, yes. And we'll get that +1 counter on Elenda. But you can see where, our opponent didn't really get a whole lot going on. They could have gone for Progentus to get it down on the battlefield. But with these triggers on the stack, opponent's going to scoop it up. You can see simply getting down a really good board state, start swinging in, applying that pressure onto your opponent. You can use the sacrifice element between Cartel Aristocrat and Blood Artist and Falcon Wrath to help kind of close it out. Now, drawing into Falcon Wrath definitely did help us kind of push our game plan. But you can see where, let's say that our opponent didn't have that high of a life. Let's say they had a higher life total. If we sack it out, there's going to be extra counters on Elenda. And once we kind of the good thing about Elenda is it basically just doubles the number of creatures that you have once you get those tokens going. It really helps you kind of close the game out from middle of nowhere, especially at instant speed. So anyway, I know it's a little bit of shorter video, but I'll probably post it up in some form or fashion. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to some Wasitora. I hope you're excited for some Jundam out action. As far as our opening hand goes, yes, this looks wonderful. We have Temple of Abandon, and then we have a Tri-Land, Savage Lands, Dragon Skull Summit, and playing against Gishath. So it should be a fun matchup. Really excited about it. I always enjoy playing against Gishath. So hopefully we can, I like playing against Gishath. Hopefully we can keep Gishath off the battlefield. That's going to be the main thing that we need to watch out for. Good thing is that we have a ton of removal in here. I was going to lead off with the Temple of Abandon. Go for the Scry. Go for the Scurry. Get the Fever going. Deathrite Ramen. Yeah, let's go and put that on top. We have a couple fetch lands. I don't mind that. Deathrite Shaman on top. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. We're playing Wasitora. Flying and trample. Whenever Wasitora deals combat damage to a player, that player sacrifices a creature. If the player can't, you create a 3/3 giant-colored cat dragon creature token with flying. And I can confirm that those cat dragon tokens are pretty cute. I dig them. I'd have one of those at my house, as long as they weren't, didn't like tear the house up. Gishath's Son's Avatar, trample, vigilance, and haste whenever Gishath deals combat damage to a player. I'll finish the rest of that in a second. I'm just going to lead off with the Deathrite Shaman. Or do we want to go for the Rakdos Signet? Let's go and do this. Let's go ahead and get down the Bloodstained Mire. Yeah, I like going for the Signet. Let's tap the Bloodstained Mire out. Let's go and grab another black source. Let's grab Bayou. Let's go for the Bayou. Let's go for Rakdos Signet. I'd like to get a little bit ahead on mana. And then next turn we can go with Shaman and still get down Dragon Lord's Servant. And then be okay for next turn. Play against Gishath. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Put any number of dinosaur cards from among them onto the battlefield. And the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Now, if you're a Gishath player, you really enjoy Gishath, I do have Gishath over on my playlist section, so head over to my YouTube channel, my page. Well, you're already here, kind of technically, but head over to my playlist section. I do have a Gishath park up there, so if you're wanting to see some Gishath action after you get done watching the video, go check it out. Okay, drawn to Explosive Vegetation. Yeah, I think I like staying online for that. Let's do that. Let's get down the Windswept Heath. Let's go and crack the Windswept Heath. Let's go ahead and grab, we need another, well, we have 2 black sources in the hand. Let's go and grab Taiga. Let's go for the Explosive Vegetation. Let's get the filter mana tapped out. Let's go green and then red. And then let's go ahead and we'll grab a swamp, and let's go and grab one more red source. We'll grab a mountain. Okay, coming to play tapped. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, as far as next turn goes, we can still go for Deathrite Shaman if we want to. We can go for Wasitora. It's going to be a little bit hard for our opponent to... we get Wasitora done, it's going to be pretty... not that oppressive, but I mean, if we want to do a little bit more of a setting up turn, we'll be online for Dragon Lord Servant and Deathrite Shaman, and then we can also dash Kolagon's Fury, whenever we get down Wasitora swinging across. But we may end up actually getting down Wasitora now, especially with Ripjaw Raptor out there. Kind of want to keep those dinosaurs off the battlefield if we can help it, as much as I like them. I'm just going to get down the Dragon Skull Summit. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to be Wasitora for 5, and still go for Dragon Lord Servant and Death. Yeah, I like that. Let's go get the Dragon Skull Summit down. Let's go Dragon Lord Servant. Let's go and tap 1 on the Rakdos Signet, and let's tap out for Wasitora, and let's go green. There we go. Look at that sequencing. Beautiful. Get down Deathrite Shaman. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. So, we're looking pretty good right now. We have Dragon Lord Servant out there. That's going to allow us to probably going to go and dash Kolaghan's command. The fun thing with Kolaghan's command in Wasitora is that whenever a dragon you control attacks, creatures you control get +1 until end of turn. That ability is going to stack. So once we get Wasitora swinging across and dragon, they're going to get +2 each. Once we get those cat dragons, it's going to be, basically for each dragon we get +1 +0. And typically, when your opponent doesn't really have much going on in the way of any sort of creatures out there, or at least any sort of blockers in the air or anything with the reach, you can really start to apply some really good pressure. All right, opponent's going to swing with the Ripjaw Raptor. At this point right now, we're going to go and let that go through. We're A-okay with taking 4 because hopefully we're going to get a Wasitora trigger to get them start sacrificing some creatures. All right, opponent's going to go for Relentless Raptor. Attacks or blocks each combat if able. Now, as far as my build of Gishath, I haven't put out Gishath Parket yet. I need to update it, and that's something that I need to do on my to-do list. Basically, my January has been just absolutely bananas, and so now that I'm settling back into a normal routine, I'm not having to travel. I'm not having to Death Gorge Scavenger. I'm not having to travel or do family events or anything like that. I have a little bit more free time, so I'm going to be working on the update as soon as I can. We're drawn to a Tarka Worldrender. Whenever a dragon you control attacks against double strike until end of turn. Either way, both of these lands are going to come into play tap. Let's go and get the Blooming Marsh into, we'll get the Savage lands into play. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 total mana. We're going to have the reduced cost off the Tarka Worldrender. That's going to be 6. Yeah, if we want to get double strike going, I think our best bet's actually to go with Tarka. Let's go and do that. Let's going to tap out, get the Segnet going. Let's tap out for green, get down to Tarka, and then 1, 2, and 3. And then we still have Deathrite Shaman to go for. Okay, let's go and push in with Wasitora. And since the Tarka's on the battlefield, whenever it attacks, we're going to have double strike. So it's actually going to be double Wasitora triggers. So we're going to have double sacrifice triggers. Okay, player's going to sacrifice a creature. We'll see who they're going to sacrifice off this one. More than likely, they're going to hold up Ripjaw Raptor to maintain as much card draw as possible. Okay, getting it for 3 more. And we're going to, oh, there we go. We're going to see Relentless Raptor. Okay, anything else? No, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. So with Deathrite Shaman, as far as going for an activation, we don't really have anything off the instant or sorcery to lose 2 live. All right, opponent's going to scoop it up. Typically with Wasitora, sometimes you get these videos to where you kind of get down Wasitora and you establish a really kind of a hard board state to come back from. So I'm still going to go ahead and post this up in some form or fashion. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to some Kumena, some nice blue-green merfolk. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I'm not too wild about this hand. Let's go and mulligan on this one. We're just kind of stuck with a couple of land. Yes, I like this a lot better. We have Temple of Mystery. We can get the Scry going. Prophet of Krufix. We will keep. Let's get Kumena pop back up. And then we got Island on top. Yeah, if we're working towards Prophet, I actually don't mind that. Let's go and put Island on top. Let's go and lead off with the Flooded Grove. We're just going to lead off the Tropical Island, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. We were playing Kumena. Tap another untapped merfolk you control. Can't be blocked this turn. Tap 3 untapped merfolk you control. Draw a card. Then tap 5 untapped tap 5 untapped merfolk you control. Put a +1 counter on each merfolk that you control. Playing against Yidris, the Maelstrom wielder, the man who rides on a horse with no name. We'll cover his commander in just a second. Let's go and get the... Nothing we need to get down for 2. We'll go and lead off with the Temple of Mystery. Get the Scry going. The Scurry. Get the Fever. See if we can kind of get on top of our library. And I'll kind of explain what that is. Why we call it that. Here in a second. Alright, we'll get the Scry going. Master of the Pearl... Yeah, actually... Yeah, opponent's going to be playing blue. We're going to put that on top. I think that's pretty good. We were playing against Yidris, the man who rides on a horse with no name. Trample. Whenever Yidris deals combat damage to a player, as you cast spells from your hand this turn, they gain Cascade. And draw into that Master of the Pearl Trident. Let's go and get the Flooded Grove down. Let's go and go for Kumena. Yeah, I think okay though. We're going to get Kumena down. It's going to be green, blue, and then tap that down for colorless. And then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. But yeah, as far as Temple of Mystery, so whenever we do Scry, I always go get ready to do this. Oh, it looks like our opponent's stuck on lands too. That's not too good. Hopefully they'll draw in a couple more lands. Let's see if we can't kind of roll some stuff out. Let's go ahead and get down the Master of the Pearl Trident. That's going to be blue, then blue. That way we're going to give Kumena +1 and have Island Walk. They don't have an island yet, but at least we'll go and swing in for 3. Coming in hot, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. But yeah, as far as Scry goes, so I went to the Theros pre-release. It was a midnight pre-release, and I normally don't go to midnight pre-release. It's just because I like my sleep. I usually, there's usually one at 10 o'clock the next morning. That's perfectly fine. So that's what I went to. For some reason, I went to the midnight one, and man, I just like I'm mad that I didn't open up a really like my pool is just pretty much kind of not that good. It's pretty hot garbage. Just kind of the best way to think about it. And drawn to 3 visits, so that still puts us online for disallow if we end up going for 3 visits. Unfortunately, we're not going to be online for profit. Let's go ahead and go for 3 visits. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. It's going to be blue and then green, and then I'll finish the scurry story here in a second. Let's get the 3 visits going. We still have breeding pool. Let's go ahead and grab that. We're going to shock that in. We've got tons of blue swords, so we can just grab a forest off this one. Now, at this point right now, do we want to, actually, we're just simply leaving up disallow. Let's go ahead and tap another untapped merfolk. Let's go and tap down master. That way we can give Kumena unblockable. And let's go and swing into ready. That way we can kind of put a little bit of pressure on our opponent. If we wanted to, we can swing in at our opponent, but I think I like doing this. We're going to swing in at ready, and then we're going to go and pass the turn back over there. If something does happen, let's say they do go for Yidris, they do have the Herborg down. It's going to be a little bit hard for them to actually get Yidris down with this Alchemist Refuge out. Being colorless, so it's going to at least be another turn, but we still have disallow to kind of go for. But yeah, so I went to midnight pre-release, and then my opponent, the very first opponent I got paired against him, man, he just opened up a ton of bombs. He had like, I think he opened up a Planeswalker, and he actually had the destroy target artifact. Let's go and go for disallow on that one. Let's go tap green. Let's go tap green, double blue, and then disallow that activated ability. So we'll still keep Kumena on the bat. And it's really not the end of the world, too. Our opponent's only sitting at 3 commander damage and 25 lives. So pretty much it's anybody's game at this point right now. So, but yeah, so my opponent opened up a bunch of, hit but like an awesome pool. A lot of good stuff in there. And then when they put their land down to go, he goes, I'm going to scurry one. It's like, okay. And I guess I was just a little mad that my opponent, I wasn't mad at my opponent that he was winning. Beastmaster Ascension, River. Yeah, let's go for Prophet of Kruvix. Yeah, I like that. Let's go for Prophet. That way we can start casting some of our stuff. We get that creature down. Tap out for green. Tap the Flooded Grove down. We can start flashing some. If we want to go for Riverwise Augur, we can flash that in, get a little bit of card advantage too. And then we can slowly start working towards that Beastmaster Ascension. Let's go ahead and tap down the Master. Let's go push him for 3. And when you're playing Kumena, there's going to be a lot of games, if you're playing 1 versus 1 commander, or if you're playing, I haven't run this through multiplayer commander, but especially in 1 versus 1 commander, there's going to be a lot of games where you simply just turn Kumena sideways and start swinging in for commander damage. It's kind of like playing Ashiok. You go for the Ashiok activations, and, I played Soul-type Planeswalkers, and Ashiok's in there, and I'm just going to scoop it up. I may kind of splice this onto another one, but when you get Ashiok going, you just keep plussing up Ashiok, and the next thing you know, you build your opponent's entire library out. It's kind of like swinging in with Kumena. But putting a little bit of mana troubles, when you're playing 4 colors and you've got different utility lands in your opening hand, doesn't really help. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.